Cerenome, formerly known as Plus Therapeutics, is rebranding as it moves from single drug developer to a full CNS cancer platform, combining therapeutics, diagnostics, and AI. The new ticker is CNSY, and it takes effect on August 3rd. So joining me to talk more about this and the rebrand is Dr. Mark Hedrick from the Cerenome. So Dr. Mark, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
So why the rebrand? Kind of walk us through the rebrand and what does this mean versus Plus Therapeutics? Kind of walk us through the differences and what's changing.
Well, it's really the name change is a capstone from things that we've been doing over the last 2 or 3 years. So the company's evolved from a single drug, a radiotherapeutic company to adding essentially a CSF diagnostic platform, and then now AI leveraging both enormous data sets that we've kind of merged together, the therapeutic and the diagnostic data set. So we can really, as an integrated company, do everything. I mean, and you have to, because CNS oncology is a really tough space. So I think we think this is the way to solve these issues.
Let's talk about the lead drug that you have for radiotherapy for cancers. So kind of walk us through where that stands right now, how close you are to it, and having the trial data, and can investors act on it?
Yeah, so REYOBIQ is our lead drug. We are studying it for 3 different kinds of cancer: primary brain cancer, metastatic brain cancer, and pediatric brain cancer. And in terms of the therapeutic development, where we are is we're going from phase 2 to pivotal trial or phase 3 trial. And our goal is to have REYOBIQ ready for pivotal trial next year for glioblastoma, which is primary brain cancer, the most common type, and leptomeningeal cancer, which is the most common metastatic cancer for patients that have other cancers.
So let's talk a little bit more about CNSide right now. It's the spinal fluid diagnostics test. It saw the insurance coverage roughly double this year. You also just announced a partnership. So how does this actually add more to the actual test? Why does it matter for patients and for the business?
So CNSide is a diagnostic platform. It's meant to be a one-stop shop for physicians who want data, knowledge, insights about their patients that have central nervous system cancers or might be at risk for those and need help, and those physicians need help in making the diagnosis. So we started off with a tumor cell assay or test that tells doctors and patients whether they have cancer in the fluid around the brain, and then it tells how much cancer is there. And so we're expanding that now to a 500 genome panel to tell whether there are genomic mutations that might influence treatment or the prognosis of the tumor. And then we're going to continue to add on new knowledge-based assays so physicians can tell increasingly more about the tumor that can drive their actions in terms of drug selection, drug change. Is the patient getting better? Is the patient getting worse? So really, they send us the sample, and we can really test for everything.
So really interesting with the rebranding, you're pitching therapeutics, diagnostics, and AI under one roof. So let's talk about the AI piece. How does the AI piece work into this rebranding?
So let me tell you what's not, first of all. This is not a bolt-on artificial intelligence solution that, is probably in every public company in the US. This is a native AI system. And we partnered with a company called Ephemeral. It was a spin out of Palantir. And so they're developing essentially a corporate operating system. So they're taking our workflows that are proprietary, the types of specific information that we use within the company that are unique to us, putting those together in a system that then trains on the unique data that comes from our therapeutic trials and also from the diagnostics. So it's really, we're one of the few companies, particularly at our size in the US, that's going native, literally going native. And we think it's going to create a lot of value in the near term in terms of improving our margins, improving the economics of our diagnostic and therapeutic, but longer term in products that are more external facing, things that leverage that unique data that we have that we think creates durable value for stockholders.
So let's talk about the rebranding. Does this change anything for the current stakeholder?
The only thing it really changes the ticker, but that happens all kind of seamlessly in an automated fashion behind the scenes. But as I mentioned before, it's the capstone of what we've been doing for the last 2 or 3 years. And there's really only one other company that's tried to be an integrated company, integrating diagnostics and therapeutics, and that's Roche. So we're certainly a far cry from Roche in terms of size, but it's the same concept. We're a mini Roche, niche focus on CNS oncology indications, which is where, honestly, that's the biggest need in oncology today.
All right. And looking forward into the future, the next 5 years, kind of what's the plan and what's the vision right now?
Well, I mean, the plan is to be the leader in CSF, cerebrospinal fluid diagnostics. That's the window into the brain, frankly. And that's the one place where you can get reliable tissue and cells and genetic data from the patient. So lead in diagnostics, bring one of the only approved drugs, first approved drug for metastases to the brain in the fluid called leptomeningeal cancer. So having the first approved drug for that indication, a CSF diagnostic platform, and then having an AI spine going across both businesses.
Awesome. It's definitely going to be exciting to see how the future unfolds for you guys. Dr. Mark, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate it.